Grammar 1, the third lecture. Our lesson in this lecture is about the different tenses. We start with the present continuous tense. Continuous tenses requires using of auxiliary verb be and adding ing to the main verb. So the present continuous is formed with the present of auxiliary verb be plus the present participle verb plus ing. Verb to be with the first person I am, so I say I am writing. Negative, I'm not writing. Interrogative, am I writing? You are writing. Negative, you are not writing. Interrogative, are you writing? So with you, we pronouns, with pronouns you, we, they. In present continuous tense, we use are, auxiliary verb are, plus the present participle of the main verb. So with he, she, it, the third person singular he, she, it, we use auxiliary verb is and the past participle of the verb. So we say he's sleeping. Negative, he's not sleeping. It is not working well. Interrogative, is he sleeping? Is she cleaning a car, a room, a house, anything? Negative interrogative, am I working late? Is he not working? So, are they not coming? And so on. Now, the spelling of the present participle. We have some rules referring to adding ing to the verbs. First rule. When a verb ends in a single E, only one E, this E is dropped before ing. For example, argue ends in E, only one E, not double E. Argue, arguing. So when we add ing, we drop the E. Hate, hating. Arrive, arriving. Complete, completing. Except after age, die, and singe. Aging, except means exceptions here. Aging, we keep the E. Dying, we keep the E. Singeing, also we keep the E when we add ing. And verbs ends in E. Agree, agreeing, we keep the double E. Agree ends in double E. See, seeing, we keep the E. When a verb of one syllable has one vowel and ends in a single consonant, this consonant is doubled before ing, like hit, hitting. Hit ends in a consonant. Before consonant there is a vowel, and It's a straight syllable. So hit, hitting. Run, running. We double the N in running when we add ing. Travel. L, before L there is vowel E. So when we add ing, we double the L. Traveling. Swim, swimming. Verb of 2 or more syllables whose last syllable contains only one vowel and ends in a single consonant. Double this consonant if the stress falls on the last syllable. So if the syllable is stressed, we double it. Admit, admitting. Begin, beginning. The same thing. Prefer, preferring. But answer, answering here. Because the syllable is unstressed, so we do not double the R. Listen, also listening, we don't double the N. Visit, visiting. Happen, happening. The third rule, verbs die, lie. Their present participle are dying, ie, change it into y and we add ing, dying, lying. Ing can be added to a verb ending in y without affecting the spelling of the rule. So you say carry, carrying, not change. We add ing without changing the y. Enjoy, enjoying, study, studying, hurry, hurrying. Here we have an exercise. Complete this sentence with the following verbs in the correct form. Get, happen, look, lose, make, start, stay, try. Here we have an example. You are working hard today. Yes, I have a lot to do. So you can see that work dropped, crossed, because we answered in the example number 1. Number 2, I, for Christina, do you know where she is? So which verb here should we use? I will help you. You should use verb look, look for. Put it in the present continuous. So the answer should be, I'm looking for Christina. Do you know where she is? It dark. Shall I turn on the light? It. The correct verb, get, but put it in the present continuous. Be careful that it ends in a consonant. Before consonant there is a vowel E and the syllable is stressed. So do not forget to double the T. So we should say it's getting dark. 3. They don't have anywhere to live at the moment. They with friends. And this are number 4. The correct verb stay. The correct verb here stay. So stay ends in Y. We say that if a verb ends in Y, not change. When we add ing, here they is the subject, so verb to be should be auxiliary verb be are. They are staying with friends. Things are not so good at work. The company, money. The company, money. So the correct verb lose. Lose ends in E. So the company singular, verb to be, auxiliary be should is, the company is lose. When we add ing, because lose, verb lose ends in E, we drop the E and we add ing. So the company is losing money. Have you got an umbrella? It to rain. It. So the verb between brackets suitable to end this one, start. Start. So it, auxiliary verb to be with it is. So we say it is starting. We add ing without any change to verb start. We add only ing. It is starting to rain. 7. You a lot of noise. Can you be quieter? You a lot of noise. You. Here the auxiliary verb to be with you, present simple, continuous here, verb to be are. You are making. You are making a lot of noise. Make here ends in E. We drop the E when we add ing. Can you be quieter? I. To concentrate. I am trying. I am trying. Trying. ing only. I am with the first person I, verb to be am. I am trying to concentrate. The last one, number 8. Why are all these people here? What is happening? What is happening? So happen ends in before in there is a vowel, but the syllable is unstressed, so we do not double the N. We add only ing. What is happening? So I help you to answer. Think about the answers. Now, uses of the present continuous tense. When we use present continuous tense. Number 1, for an action happening now. Any action, we use present continuous tense to describe an action happening at the moment of speaking. Happening now or happening at this moment. For example, it is raining. I am not wearing a coat as it isn't cold. Why are you sitting at my desk? Number 2, for an action happening about this time, but not necessarily at the moment of speaking. For example, I'm reading a play by Shakespeare. When I say so, this means that maybe at the moment of speaking, I am not reading, but what I am doing these days that I am reading a play. So this may mean at the moment of speaking, but may mean not now in a more general sense. This may mean not the moment of speaking, but may mean now in a more general sense. For example, he is teaching French and learning Greek. He may not be doing either at the moment of speaking, for example, but he is teaching French and learning Greek. Maybe at the moment of speaking he is not teaching and he is not learning Greek, teaching French and learning, but that he is teaching French and learning Greek these days, this year. For example, For a definite arrangement in the near future. Present continuous tense is used to express future when we arrange to do something in near future. I am meeting Samira tomorrow. Note that the time of the action must be mentioned tomorrow, as otherwise there might be confusion between present and the future. So, present continuous tense is used to express the future, to express arrangements in the near future, but we must mention the time of the action. The time of the action must be mentioned to prevent confusion between present and future. Here we have an exercise. I do it here. Now, uses of the present continuous tense with always. Always can be used with the present continuous tense, and it is always used with present simple tense. When we use always with the present continuous tense, when we say he is always losing his keys, she is always coming late. So this form is used chiefly in the affirmative. In the affirmative, not negative, not interrogative. For a frequently repeated action, but usually when the frequency annoys the speaker or bad habits or seems unreasonable to him. So we use always with the present continuous tense to express frequent action usually annoys the speaker or to express bad habits. For example, she is always coming late. He is always going away for weekends. So always can be used with the present continuous tense to express frequent action annoys the speaker. Verb is not normally used in continuous tenses. State verbs like verb be, like verb have when it's used as a state verb to express possess, seem, for example, appear. State verbs like verbs of feeling, verbs of thoughts. So, state verbs in contrast to action verbs, write, run, jump, come, go, all these are action verbs, are not normally used in the continuous tenses and have only one present tense, the simple tenses. So, state verbs cannot be used in continuous tenses. State verb means something staying the same. Examples: the flat is clean. Is, verb to be is a state verb. Describes a case, a state. The farmer owns the land. The farmer has a land. Owns means has a land. It's a state verb. The box contained old boxes. Contained also state verb. So a state verb means staying the same. Any verb describes a state, describes something staying the same, it's a state verb. And state verbs should not be in continuous tenses. We cannot put them in continuous tenses, except in certain cases. We are going to know them. Action verbs means something happening. Clean, like the above, write, run, jump. These verbs are action verbs. So examples, I am cleaning the flat. We say the flat is clean. Here it's a state verb. We describe a flat. It's clean. It's a state, the state of the flat, that it's clean. But when I say I am cleaning the flat, the main verb is clean. Clean here is an action verb. It can be in continuous tenses. In continuous tense. I'm cleaning. The farmer is buying the land. So verb buy is action verb. Is buying present continuous. He put the boxes in the box. So verb put is action verb. It can be in present or in continuous. He is putting the boxes in the box. Some state verbs. Here we are going to know some state verbs. Be, believe, belong, consist of, contain, depend on, deserve, exist, hate, know, like, love, matter, mean, own, need, prefer, remember, resemble, seem, understand. So all these are state verbs that they cannot be in continuous tenses. Verb be. Now we come to verb be. Verb be is a state verb. Sometimes we can use it in continuous tenses. Here you can see permanent quality and temporary behavior. Example, Emma is sociable. Is sociable person. Emma is very sociable person. It's the permanent state of her that she is sociable. But temporary behavior here, Andrew is being very sociable today. When I say is being very sociable today, this means that Andrew is not sociable in normal days. Today is being sociable. There is a change in his behavior, which means that a temporary behavior. The children are polite. That's their state, that they are polite. But when I say the children are being impolite, this means that their behavior changed and they became impolite, and it's a temporary behavior for them. How are you? I'm better now, thanks. We use am, is, are, being only to talk about behavior, not other things. When we talk about behavior, we use am being, he is being, they are being to talk about behavior. But to ask about someone, we say, are you ready? Is anyone interested? And so. So verb be can be used in continuous tense when we express a change in a behavior or a temporary behavior. Exercise here. We have an exercise relating to the previous point. Put in the correct form of be. An example. Daniel is doing some of the work. He's being very helpful at the moment. He is being very helpful. The children very polite today. They don't usually behave so. So when we say they don't usually behave so, this means that there is a change in their behavior, and since in this case we need to use verb to be in the present continuous, and we say the children are being very polite today. Of course you can understand it. You stupid, that's all. You are being stupid, that's all. We interested in doing a course here. We are without continuous. We are interested in doing a course here. Vicky, very lazy at the moment. She has done no work. She has done no work at all today. At all today. Sorry for the mistake here. Vicky is being very lazy at the moment. Is being very lazy at the moment. This means that there is a temporary behavior. Try to think about the answers. Now, sometimes we can use a verb either for a state or an action. Like verb think, it can be a state verb and it can be an action verb. I think you are right. I think here means I believe you are right. But when I say I'm thinking about the problem here, I'm thinking, it can be in simple or continuous tense, because here think is an action verb. We have 3 cars here. Possessive verb, own. This means that we own 3 cars, so it's a state verb. But when we say we are having lunch, here we are having, have here means eat. It becomes an action verb, so it can be in continuous tense. We can put it in simple. We say we have lunch at 2 o'clock, or we can say we are having lunch now. Means we are eating lunch now. I come from Sweden. Come here, it's a state verb, means live in Sweden. But when I say I am coming from Sweden, means I am traveling. Travel here. Come means travel. Travel is an action verb. I see your problem. See here means I understand your problem. But when I say Ahmed is seeing his boss, seeing here means meeting, and verb meet is an action verb. Do you see that house have inside? So verbs of senses are state verbs, so they should be in simple sentences only. But I see Mona quite often means I meet Mona quite often, and meet here is as an action verb. This picture looks nice. This picture is nice. So look here, like is, it's a state verb. Like seem, this picture seems nice. This picture looks nice. This picture is nice. So it's a state verb. But what when I say I am looking at the picture? Looking here, I am looking at the picture. When you turn around your eyes, when you say I look something, which means to turn your eyes around, it becomes an action verb. So I am looking at this picture. Looking here is an action verb. She appears very nervous. Seems, appears, looks, she seems. So this appears here is a state verb. But when I say she appeared or she was appearing in a film, here it's an action verb. Means she acted in a film. So it's an action verb. Appear can be an action verb. It can be used in a simple tense or in continuous tense. The bag weighted 5 kilos. Weighted 5 kilos. Weighted here, state verb, but it can be action when they waited or they were waiting my bag. Waited or waiting here, were waiting here, it becomes an action verb. The coat fits is the right size. It's a state verb. I'm fitting a lock to the door. Fitting here is an action verb, so it can be in continuous tense. Now we come to discuss the simple present tense. The simple present tense. Form. In the affirmative, the simple present has the same form as the infinitive, but adds an s for the third person singular. Affirmative. I write a postcard. You write a postcard. We write a postcard or some postcards. Sorry for S. They write some postcards. Okay. Now, in the simple present tense, verbs with pronouns I, you, we, they keep their infinitive form. No change for them. Their form in the present simple tense with pronouns I, you, we, they is the same as their infinitive form. Negative. I don't write a postcard. You do not or you don't write a postcard. We don't write some postcards. They don't write some postcards. But what about he, she, it? So the third person singular, he, she, it, when we use a verb with them, we need to add an s to the verb. He writes some postcards. She writes some postcards. It writes some postcards. What about negative here? When with he, she, it, we make negative by using does not. We say he does not write. When we use does not, we need to change the main verb into the infinitive. This means that we drop the s. We say he does not write any postcards. She does not write any postcard. It does not write any postcard. Now, here we have a comparison, or no, here interrogative and negative. Form interrogative, do I play? Negative interrogative, do I not play? Do you play? Do you not play? Do we play? Do we not play? Do they play? Do they not play? Does he play? Does he not play? Does she play? Does she not play? Does it play? Does it not play? So irregular verbs form distance in exactly the same way. No problem with the regulars. Now spelling notes. Verbs end in double S, SH, CH, X, and O. Adds ES instead of S alone, instead of S alone, to form the third person singular. Examples: I pass, but he passes. He passes. Pass ends in double S, so with he, she, it, we add ES. I rush. He rushes. I watch. She watches. ES. They fix. She fixes. I do. He does. So verbs ending in double S, SH, CH, X, or O. In present simple tense, we add ES instead of S alone to form the third person singular. He, she, it. When Y follows a consonant, we change the Y into I and add ES, like carry. Y preceded with the consonant R, so I carry, he carries. Y change it into I and we add ES. They study, she studies. Verb study with she, we change Y into I and add ES. But verbs ending in Y following a vowel obey the usual rule. I obey, he obeys. Not change, we add only S. Because before Y there is a vowel, O-B-E-Y-S. They say, she says. Stay, stays, and so on. Now we come to its use. When we use the present or the simple present tense, we use the simple present for number 1, thoughts and feelings. For example, I think so. He believes in Islam, for example. I like coffee. She dislikes tea. We love each other. We love our country. So, verbs of thoughts and verbs of feelings should be in simple tenses, present simple or past simple tense. So, we use present simple tense to express thoughts and feelings. Number 2, we use the simple present for states, things staying the same, facts, and things that are true for a long time. So we use present simple tense to describe facts, like we live quite near, water boils at 100 degrees, the sun rises in the east and sets in the west, iron expands by heating, So, the simple present tense is used to describe states or facts. Now, the most frequent use for the simple present tense that is used for a repeated action. Repeated actions. Any action happened in a repeatedly way, in a regular way, in a habitual way, should be described by using the present simple tense. We come here every week. He goes to school every day. He visits his relatives every Friday. And so on. So, any repeated action, a repeated action can be expressed by present simple tense. The simple present tense is often used with adverbs or adverb phrases such as always, never, occasionally, often, sometimes, usually, every day, on Sundays, twice a month, once a day, etc. Examples. How often do you wash your hands? So often, the underlined word is an adverb of time, adverb of frequency. So, expresses that an action happened regularly. How often do you wash your hands? He visits his mom on Fridays, means every Friday. So verb visit is in the present simple tense. So it takes an S because we have the third person singular he as a subject. We don't double the T here because the syllable is unstressed. Number 5, the simple present tense is used in phrases like I promise, I agree, I disagree, and so on. Examples, I promise to pay you back. I promise to pay you back. I agree with you that he is wrong. I agree with you that he is wrong. It can be used for a planned future actions or series of actions, particularly when they refer to a journey or when we have a timetable. So, when we studied the present continuous tense, we know that it's used to express the future. The same thing here. And the present simple can also be used in the future when there is a timetable. There is a timetable. Complete the sentence by putting in the verbs. Use the present simple. You have to decide if the verb is positive or negative. Examples. Claire is very sociable. She knows lots of people. It's a positive verb. It takes an S because the subject she, the third person singular she, the pronoun she. So, knows takes an S. We have got plenty of chairs. Thanks. We don't want any more. So, negative, the verb should be in negative. So, with the pronoun we use do not. Number 1, we always travel by bus. We own a car. So, we do not own a car. If we own a car. We do not need to travel by bus. So we always travel by bus. We don't own a car. Number 2. Most students live quite close to the college, so they walk. The same form. They walk there. It's a positive verb. It keeps its infinitive form, so they walk there. Number 3, my sport kit is really muddy. This shirt means the third person singular it. So this shirt needs. We add an s to verb need. Needs a good wash. Number 4. Don't try to ring the bell. It should be a negative verb here. It does not work. When somebody says don't try to ring the bell, the it between brackets verb work. So verb work should be negative. It does not work. 5. My friend is finding life in Paris a bit difficult. He doesn't speak French. He doesn't speak French. If he speaks French, he is finding life in Paris so easy. But he doesn't speak French. Now, look at each underlined verb and say what kind of meaning it expresses. Is it a thought, a feeling, a fact, or repeated action, habitual action? Examples: Sammy loves sport. It's a feeling. Sarah often works late at office, a repeated action. I hate quiz programs. So the underlined verb hate. Can you decide? Can you say what kind of meaning it expresses? Does it express thought, feeling, a fact, or a repeated action? When I say I hate, I love, I like, I dislike. So decide. We play table tennis every Thursday. When we find every Thursday, every day, every Friday, this means that an action is a repeated one. So I have just answered. So it's a repeated action. The computer belongs to Emma. It's a fact. I believe it's the right thing to do. Believe is a verb of thought. Believe, think, understand, distinguish, forget. All these verbs are verbs of thought. It's okay. I understand your problem. Here, understand means understand is, when I say understand, forget. So it's a thought. It's a thought. It expresses thought. Present continuous or present simple. Now we have a comparison between them. Present continuous, we use the present continuous for something happening now. Example: it's raining at the moment. I'm watching a film. Look, that man is taking a photo of you. So any action happening at the moment of speaking, happening now, should be in the Present continuous tense. What about present simple? We use the present simple for repeated actions, thoughts, feelings, and facts. Examples: it always rains at the weekend. I think it's a good program. Kitty likes her job. Paper burns easily. Now we have an exercise. Complete this sentence. Put in the present continuous or present simple of the verbs. Examples: I'm writing to my parents. I write to them every weekend. Number 1. It snows outside. So, when you read this sentence, what can you understand from it? Is an action going on at the moment of speaking, or is it a repeated one? When I say it snows outside, this means that someone speaking and an action happening at the moment of speaking. So it should be in continuous tense. It is snowing outside. It comes down quite hard. Look. Also here, in number 1, it's the same one. The other part of the second part of number 1 should be in continuous. It is coming down quite hard. Number 2, normally I start work at 8 o'clock. I start, present simple, a repeated action, a routine action. But I start at 7 this week. Here there is a temporary case, so it should be in present continuous. But I am starting at 7 this week. We are very busy at the moment. The sun rises in the east. We add s, rises, present simple. It's a fact. Should be in present simple. Remember, it's behind us, so it's behind us, so we are traveling west. So we are traveling west should be in present continuous because an action going on at the moment of speaking, and it's an action. So traveling, we use auxiliary verb are, and traveling we add ing and we should double the L. So we come to the end of our lecture. See you next lecture, inshallah.